There are many times in a wrestler's career where they have that moment where they become famous. For some people, it was a ladder match like Shawn Michaels. For some people, it was a heel turn like Roman Reigns. Tonight, we saw that moment for IYO SKY. What's up, everybody? This time to wrestle with Suplexus. I'm Suplexus, and today I am presenting my complete review of WrestleMania 41. So, for this review, I will talk about some matches more than others because, the quality varied quite a bit. But for starters, I'm gonna address this. Tonight, for the first match of WrestleMania 41. I suppose it might have been in the afternoon. It was IYO SKY defending against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Now, in my predictions videos, in my IYO SKY Mania video when she won the title, when I fantasy booked the Royal Rumble, when I fantasy booked WrestleMania, I said this would be a banger, this would be a classic, and I was wrong because this might be the match of the year. These three went out there. A lot of people, including me, thought this should have been the main event of night one of WrestleMania, which we will get to soon. So we thought that, but this match right here is, to me, the greatest women's championship match in WrestleMania history. The greatest women's match in WrestleMania history. I put this above Rhea and Charlotte. I put this above Bayley and Io. I put this above Sasha and Bianca. This is the best triple threat match, and this very well might be my match of the year. And the competition to me for is IYO SKY, Bianca, and Rhea. We got Kevin and Cody at the Rumble, and then we got Mariah and Tony at Revolution. Those three are 5 stars to me. 5 stars. So for this match, I could go through the spots. I could try to, but the thing is, this match, there is so much happening. There is so much story going on. There was just all these crazy spots occurring, all of this amazing wrestling. I can't remember all of them. So, what I'm gonna say about this match, it is the best match on WrestleMania. It is the best women's match in WrestleMania history, in my opinion. And watch it for yourself. What I say will not do it justice. Please, if you're gonna seek out anything from the show, if I were to rank what you should seek out, number one, I put the women's triple threat. Number two, I put the men's triple threat in the main event of night one. And number three, I put the fatal four-way for the Intercontinental Championship on night two, which was the third match. So this match to me, the wrestling, perfect, 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 and the ending. The interesting thing to me, you pinned Bianca Belair. She could have pinned Rhea Ripley. They could have done that, but she pinned Bianca Belair, who is undefeated at WrestleMania. So that was very bold by them. And I've seen that clip back. I believe Bianca was smiling as she was getting pinned. So make of that what you will. But a 5 star match. My words can't do it justice. I was so excited for this. Like last night, I was playing it on the TV over there in the video game, and that wasn't as good as what we got in real life. That's saying something. And another thing about this, Pal Driver pointed something interesting out to me. She told me after the match, she was like, my mom, she told me that this was like an AEW pay-per-view match, kind of like the Kenny Omega Speedball and Ricochet match at was it Dynasty or Dynasty? Yeah, Dynasty. And I have to agree, the way WWE wrestles, it's like a slower pace, and they generally let spots breathe for like 20 seconds, like between spots. This one was boom, boom, boom. You watch it, adrenaline is pumping through you. You can't look away from the screen. 5-star match. It should be, and I think it will be. And my second favorite match of the night, which isn't a perfect match, but is very, very good, is the night one main event between CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. And for me, IYO SKY having the best match, Roman having one of the second best match. Yeah, my two favorites having the best match. Yeah, can't ask for anything better. So they had a different type of match. This one was like in-ring wrestling and in-ring storytelling. They told the story in the women's match based on Bianca getting frustrated and Io being third wheeled. So that was the story of the match, and Rhea getting desperate, like they did the Riptide one, where Io countered it into a Hurricane Rana. This time it was like a scissor takedown of some sort. So that was the story of this one, whereas the night one main event it was about Paul Heyman, and it was like big moves. So I'm gonna connect there's a connection between these two matches. They did the finisher into finisher into finisher spot. So last night, okay, um, sorry if my memory isn't too good of what happened last night. Um, off the cuff. Yep. So Seth Rollins, I believe, curb stomped s- um he curb stomped Roman Reigns. And then CM Punk looked to hit the GTS on him. He hit it, but then Roman speared him right away. We had something similar tonight where Io went for the moonsault on Bianca, and then Bianca got her feet up and went for a KOD, and then Rhea hit her with a Riptide. So those two spots are very good. There's a reason they did the similar thing in both triple threat matches. And yeah, the men's triple threat, it was all about that story. And I'm sure you've seen the clip because if you haven't, it's online because it was last night. A lot of people have probably uploaded it by now. Um, the betrayal of Paul Heyman to Seth Rollins was executed very well. Um, like, or the betrayal of Paul Heyman to Roman Reigns, I should say. The whole thing was executed amazing, with him turning on Punk first, and then Roman being happy, blasting Punk with the chair, and then he turned on Roman, and you get the Shield callback with Seth hitting him in the back with the chair, and hitting the curb stomp to win, becoming the new Paul Heyman guy. Um, the whole match, this is another one. It took a bit to get started in the beginning, I would say, but when it got started, oh boy, it got started. It was pretty good. Um, I recommend watching that 100%. Was it Cody Roman last year? No, it wasn't. But Cody Roman last year, you're not gonna get a match of that kind for a long time. And I just recommend you watch that. Very good. And the Fatal 4-Way for the IC title. So this one to me, it was just a fun match between four very good in-ring wrestlers. Another one where there aren't many points to take your eye off the screen. Um, Dominic winning put a giant smile on my face when it happened, and really good stuff. Other matches I enjoyed LA Knight and Jacob Fatu. Thought they did something really good. LA Knight, I think I could say after his match with AJ last year at Mania, after his Logan Paul match at SummerSlam. Sorry, my voice is a bit gone. And after his match last night with Jacob Fatu, this guy is a big match player. When the when the lights are brightest, this guy shows up. LA Knight, yeah. So very good stuff there. And then Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Very much enjoyed that. That was just a good street fight. Randy and Joe Hendry. That was a comedy match. It wasn't the best match of the show or the best match of the weekend, not even close, but it was a good comedy match. Okay, now it's time to talk about the rest because I went through, let's see, one match, two match, three match, four, five. Is it five? Six. I talked about six matches, and there were 14 in total. The rest of these matches had nothing special to offer, flat out. Jay Gunther, I'll quickly talk about that one. It was decent, but this feud needed a bloodbath at WrestleMania where Jay has blood running down his face and he overcomes Gunther. That should have been the case. And then we get we get to man, what was the following match? There's a reason why I normally have the matches up here. My bad about that. Um, one of the matches, I'll just say one. Jade Cargill and Naomi. It was fine. Jade Cargill is limited in the ring. I don't know why, but it was just fine. Charlotte and Tiffany. It was a fine match, but it got sloppy in the middle, so I can't say it was good, but it was fine. Then we have the Warriors versus the New Day. Flat out, I'm gonna say, why was this on the show? This shouldn't have been on WrestleMania. This is not a WrestleMania feud. And if I forget some matches, okay, because I'm just going off the cuff. This 14 match card in total. If I forget some, it is because they were unmemorable or there's something that I just wanted to erase from my memory. Okay, so let's see. We got about we got about five matches from the first night. The other ones that happened were not memorable enough. So I apologize to whichever one I forgot about. Maybe I'll remember by the end of this video. So we already talked about the first three matches of the show. We already talked about the first four. Let's talk about AJ and Logan Paul. I don't know what happened there. AJ Styles has such a weird WrestleMania track record. Is AJ is one of the best to do it for wrestling, but This guy, when the lights are brightest at WrestleMania, I don't know what happens with his matches. Something doesn't click. I'm not sure what it is. Mm, Tonight, it was not a bad match. It was a fine, okay match. And the most interesting thing to happen was Karrion Cross telling AJ to use brass knucks, which isn't the greatest sign. Um, yeah, and then the women's tag match. Okay, I'm warning, I'm warning you right now. Uh, I am not gonna give positive comments about this. Okay, I cannot believe that they decided to do that to Bailey. Bailey to me is one of the most selfless wrestlers in the company. She is willing to put anybody over. She's willing to help anybody get to where they are. IYO SKY, she started in Damage Control on the main roster. Bailey was leading that faction. The whole story of Damage Control. Bailey was at the forefront. The women's title match last year at WrestleMania. My women's match of the year for last year. Bailey was in it with IYO SKY. Okay? So the fact that they chose Becky Lynch, who hasn't wrestled since May of last year, over Bailey makes me sick. This should not be excused. Like, Bailey literally went from winning the Royal Rumble last year and winning the women's title at WrestleMania to not being on the show and being written off with an injury. Please, I want to know how that is okay. With that out of the way, the main event for tonight is John Cena versus Cody Rhodes, and this disappointed me because it was just an alright match. We had no Rock, we had no Rollins after last night, we had no Heyman after last night. They foreshadowed like The Rock. I wouldn't say it was completely foreshadowed, but my question is if they didn't plan on having The Rock show up at WrestleMania 41, why did we do the whole selling the soul thing? Why did he appear at Elimination Chamber and not WrestleMania? They could have done it by just having John Cena win the Chamber, Cody comes out to congratulate him, and then Cena assaults him. There is no reason why he needs to be with The Rock. And those are my thoughts for the show. I'm gonna try to remember what am I missing from last night? I got the tag match, I got the women's championship, I got the okay, women's title, tag, Jade, main event, LA Knight, and Jacob Fatu. What am I missing? Okay, who else was who else was on the show? Why am I forgetting this? Okay, whoever I'm forgetting, I apologize. Very sorry. So this has been I gotta search it up. I gotta search it up. Sorry about this. Um, well, I'm talking right now. I will be planning some videos to come in the future. So one of the videos you could expect is SummerSlam fantasy booking and You could expect content on where I want to take Roman Reigns, where I want to take Drew McIntyre. I actually think tomorrow there's a good possibility that Drew comes out to write Roman Reigns off. So I have the card open now. I forgot about El Grande Americano and Rey Phoenix. That match, I feel like could have been better if it had a few minutes. It was fine. It was like serviceable luchador match, but it could have been quite a bit better in my opinion. Charlotte and Tiffany was alright to me, and yep, I hit on every other match. So thank you for watching. This has been Suplexus. Sorry about the last few minutes where I was trying to remember what match I was forgetting. Um, Thanks for sticking around until now. I'm really happy tonight that IYO SKY won. She is tied for my favorite wrestler right now, and I will see you in the next one. I hope you enjoyed your WrestleMania weekend as much as I have. This has been Suplexus. I'll see you around.